Hello and welcome into the show, everyone. I am Preston Poole. That is Tyler Adams. This is Unadvised here on the Sports Animal YouTube, Facebook, and right here on our very own X account. Make sure to follow us at Unadvised Pod. I wish we could pop up like something on the screen. This is pre-recorded. This is not live. So we are not live today. It worked out a little bit better.
It is today, though.
It is today.
It is today.
Coming out in a couple of hours. But it worked out better for both of our schedules to pre-record today and put it out later on this evening. So this is coming out today on August the 7th, 2025. So I can confirm this is today. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I tweeted something last night, Preston, that I didn't realize was going to get so much traction.
Yeah.
I said, I'm starting to get irrationally confident in Oklahoma State football this year. That has 61 replies.
I'm going to have, I did not see that. I'm going to go look at your Twitter.
It's 80% OSU fans being like right there with you. 10%, like we're all getting irrationally confident, and 10% trolls of being like, oh, you're going to finally win a conference game. But when I tweeted that out, I did not realize that. 61 replies.
Yeah,
is insane for a tweet that, really does, outside of the replies, doesn't have like all too much traction. Like, it's got a lot of likes, but I tweeted that last night, so I think that was a sign that everyone's kind of getting there right now, where all college football fans, no matter if you're OU, OSU, pretty much anyone outside of like a Duke football fan, maybe, is just like stupidly confident going into the season.
And why shouldn't you be?
Yeah,
right? Be confident in your team.
What's the point?
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
the point if you're not?
And look, we've all been let down, right? So who cares? Be confident until you get let down.
We all lived through the letdown. We're still here.
If you can make it as an Oklahoma and Oklahoma State fan through last season, I think you can make it through just about anything.
If you can make it through for OU fans last season and then the Rose Bowl game, because those are just two different types of heartbreak. And if you're an Oklahoma State fan, if you can make it through the Big 12 championship in 2021 and last season, you can make it through anything.
Yes.
We're callous to this, guys. Just go head first.
I still remember that Rose Bowl. I was sicker than a dog, hungover as well, because that was the day after New Year's.
Yeah.
And just watching that at my friend's house, still with like half a keg of beer because we didn't finish it the night before. And like, I'm not touching that right now.
I remember when that. We don't need to hash this out because I know it's a painful one. And I don't want to spend time on the 2021 Big 12 championship. But I remember when that Rose Bowl ended, I pulled out my phone to, shit talk my OU friends. And then I remember I put my phone up because I was like, I might give them a couple days. I'm like, oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. And they don't need to hear from me right now. I understood the boundary and I didn't want to cross it at the time.
That's always good. I remember the re-kick in Bedlam. I was at that game in Norman, and I blocked every Oklahoma State fan in my contacts after that. Walking out of the stadium, I'm like blocking everyone's phone number. Like, I don't want to hear from any of these people.
Yeah, 2013 and 2014 Bedlam were like the ultimate. Like 2013 Oklahoma State, they play that game 10 times. Like Oklahoma State are really, really, arguably outside 2011, I think Mike Gunny's best team in 2015. Like dogs on that team, bunch of NFL guys everywhere. They should have won that Bedlam. They dominated OU in every facet, and then somehow they lost. 2014, it was just like the football gods were like, all right, we'll just flip-flop it this year because OU should have won that Bedlam. And then those back-to-back Bedlams were the ones where it's like, how did we lose this game or how did we win this game? Those two were always just crazy wild card ones.
Hopefully we'll get that back. Hopefully.
One day.
All right, today we're talking NFL. Today we did college football the other day. We're going to talk NFL today. I love the NFL. Look, I love college football, but there's just something different about the NFL that I love a little bit more, and that's only happened in the last 5-6 years or so for myself, where I've really turned to the NFL, and I'm like, Dad, this is peak football right here. The NFL.
Was it yours like the COVID time frame? Because that's kind of whenever I really
maybe a little bit before then, but yeah.
I started college in 2018. That's kind of when I got into it because so many people were into the NFL. And then COVID was really whenever I kind of head dove into it.
Yeah, I guess COVID, because that's when Herbert got drafted and started playing, and I fell in love ever since then. First, though, I wanted to bring this up, the story about the smelling salts in the NFL. It's just one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard. The NFL is technically not banning smelling salts, right? The team just can't provide the smelling salts. So it's like when you're in high school and you get caught smoking a little bit of weed, and your parents are like, "Don't smoke any more weed, or your life is going to go to hell." And you're like, "All right, I'll quit buying weed." So your friend buys it for you, and you still smoke it, right? Where you're technically you're not buying it. Your friend
it's not yours.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares about all this? I mean, who cares about the smelling salts?
I don't know. Like they're acting like it's like PEDs or something.
Yeah.
I saw the term get thrown around a lot yesterday. Even like the kind of and I'm not calling like Phil Spinoza or Curtis out or anything for it, but they said the word like enhancers and stuff. It's like I wouldn't even say enhancers. Yeah. Like I've whiffed smelling salts in my life. Like I was like George Kittle in high school. Like before every possession, I'd whiff one. We had them in college. We had a fun game in college where if someone passed out, you put a smelling salt in their nose. That was fun. Also horrible if you're on that end of the stick. But all it does is just give you adrenaline for like 5 seconds. That's all it does. Then after that, you're completely normal again.
It just wakes you up a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know.
So it sounds like they're gonna have to be buying their own smelling salts, and the team won't be able to provide them, but they can still use them on the sidelines, which is just it's stupid, but it's the NFL. They make a lot of dumb rules. So
BYOSS.
Yeah, that's literally. I was just looking at your tweet that said that. So that's what brought it to my mind. And then we're gonna get into like some win totals for the NFL teams, but before we do that, I found a new fantasy football punishment teabag, and I wanted to run it by you because we all know Sam Humphries just completed the Waffle House challenge a week or two ago.
Yep.
And that's a very popular fantasy football punishment. I know people have done like the beer mile and stuff like this. What about the loser of your fantasy football league has to enlist into the military?
That's
I saw this on Dove Kleinman's Twitter that someone, and obviously I think this is fake, right? But
it's gotta be.
Someone put like when you lose your fantasy football league and you have to enlist in the army. And they tweeted the video out on Dove Kleinman's account. And I was just like, that is next level.
I'd rather not play fantasy football.
I would retire from the league. I would not be in that league anymore. But out of fantasy football punishments for the loser, I think that takes the cake, having to enlist in the military.
That's horrible. I mean, I guess you could enlist and then just quit like in the first 5 minutes. But even then, like that's not cool either. That's horrible. That's not cool.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. No, not for me. Not for me.
I just saw that and I'm like, I would be, first of all, I would walk in and they'd be like, no, dude, get out of here. You're way too fat to be in the military. And I'd be like, thank God. And then two, even if they would let me past that point, I would probably die in basic training. I wouldn't make it through.
I had those videos of like Marines like getting off the bus and stuff. I'm like, no.
Some of the stuff that my friends that were in the military told me, I'm just like, you guys are a different breed, not for me.
I got a friend that's in the Army, and I'll never forget because he went to West Point, and we're all going off to college, having it was our last summer all together, having the time of our lives, and he's off at basic training, and I'll never forget he got a phone call. He got like an hour to make phone calls one day.
Yeah.
So he called me and he's like, all right, I got like 3 minutes, because he's got to make his rounds. He's got to touch his mom and dad for a lot longer. So I talked to him and he was like, yeah. He was like, I was thinking about you guys the other day because they're right there on the Hudson River. And he was like, it was 4th of July, and I just see all these boats and people just having the time of their lives. And I'm just sitting there just getting pretty much my balls hazed off, just being, just living the worst life imaginable at the time. Just thinking about, like, what are all my friends back home doing right now? And it was, drinking beer by a body of water.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, we give one of my buddies, he went into the Army, and he we got unfortunate and got stationed in Hawaii for 4 years. So we like to give him crap that he got to go spend 4 years in Hawaii. Yeah. All right, let's get into these win totals for some of these NFL teams, and this is listed like so 4.5. There'll be a team 5.5. There's a few teams 6.5, so on and so forth. There's a couple of teams within each of these ranks. So we'll talk about all these teams up until we get to the teams with the best win totals in the NFL. And this is Yahoo Sports, and the win totals are via BetMGM. So number one on the list at 4.5 wins, those Cleveland Browns.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
I can see them get. I'll take over. I mean, Joe Flacco, Kevin Stefanski. I mean, that's not a bad combo.
Flacco, Pickett, Sanders, Gabriel, Huntley. So they've got 5 quarterbacks.
And if Deshaun comes back.
And Watson, so 6. They've got 6 quarterbacks that they're going to be paying. Surely one of those guys can play, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco, I want to believe he can play, but then again, at some point, Father Time has to catch up.
He feels like a quarterback that's good for like half a season at this point.
He'll get them 3. He'll get them 3 to about week 10, a little over halfway the season.
And then you're like, okay, we got to pass this off.
And then maybe they play the Ravens. I don't know what their schedule is, but maybe they play the Ravens or Bengals or something in the last game of the season. That other team's resting everyone. They get 5.
Yeah,
I'll take over. I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't bet actual money. But in this game, I'll take over. Screw it. Let's have some fun.
I think 4 is probably a good number. So I would sit under just barely for the Cleveland Browns. So now 5.5, there's 4 teams here at 5.5. And one of these teams, I mean, you could probably take way lower. And that's the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah,
if you put them at like 3.5, I'd still probably be like, okay, I'm still flirting with the under at 3.5.
Yeah, under for sure. They're not getting. Yeah. They're not getting 6. That would be tip over.
Yeah, they'd have to win 6 games.
They're not getting that. They're not getting that. Even if they try their hardest, they're not getting that.
And I heard Mark talking about this earlier. I mean, it's a mess at quarterback there. They have Shuck, Rattler, and who's the other guy? I'm blanking on the other guy that they have.
Does Taysom Hill still count?
I think so. I don't know if they are still planning on like trying to make him be a quarterback, but either way, it's just a mess there at the Saints. It's going to be a bad year, and I think Saints fans are realizing that as well. It's going to be a bad
tank year. Tank for Arch.
Yeah,
get the boy home.
And that could be, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, where it's like you're midway through the season and you decide to start tanking. That could be like week 3. They just are like, screw it, let's just tank.
Yeah. Also, I saw something today, and I didn't read into it. It was just from On3. It was just a headline. Preston, we love headlines without reading the article. That's what we do on this show. I saw something saying Archie Manning, Arch's grandfather, said he thinks he'll play college in 2026, like that he's not going to get to the NFL. Which I can kind of see. Like, if there's one quarterback to do it, it'd be Arch.
Family, with that family because and their history,
they're going to want him to get the reps, because if you look at quarterbacks that succeed in the NFL, they get a lot of reps in college. They're obviously not hurting for money in the slightest. Like, if he, God forbid, none of us are wishing this on him. God forbid, he gets injured, can't play football, or something, or derails his career. He'll be fine financially. Like, that family's loaded. Yeah. So I can see that being a possibility. That's gonna be an interesting to follow.
Yeah. We'll see.
I would bet he's gonna go.
Yeah.
But I'm not guaranteeing.
Especially, and look, I don't think the Saints are like the best ran organization at all. But if your hometown team is sitting there with the number 1 pick
that your grandfather played for too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, other teams in the 5.5 range, the New York Football Giants. I'm a believer in Brian Daboll. I don't know if this is it though. Don't know if this
Tough
is
division.
Yeah.
That's a good number. Yeah, I'll take under just because I think their offense is going to be so bad.
Yeah. I could see them hitting five wins.
They'll be scrappy and they're going to be
Yeah.
hard to score on. Their defense is going to be good, but that offense says nothing to me.
And talk about what a great year it's shaping up to be for football in New York City, because the New York Jets win total is 5.5 as well.
I'm taking over.
You believe in Brick?
I believe in Brick. I believe in Aaron Glenn turning that culture around. Justin Fields, I feel like they're just going to go all in on running the ball, like a NFL modern day version of a triple option like thing. I'm only saying this based off that Justin Fields can just run the hell of the ball, and they got a decent running back room. And I saw the other day they have a pretty decent offensive line. I haven't deep dove into that, but I'm going to take the over. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to take the over.
I would be comfortable at taking the over because I think they could probably.
7-10 is still a very typical New York Jets season.
Yeah. And then the last one at the 5.5, the Tennessee Titans.
Under.
That feels like a 4.
Even if Cam Ward is really good, they still have it.
The last 2 years we've seen, and probably going back before then, I just can't think off the top of my head. We've seen rookie quarterbacks show out, right? And he feels like the only rookie quarterback that's going to get a chance to show out. And I don't know if the team around him is as good as the other teams that those quarterbacks have played on. Like C.J. Stroud and obviously Jaden Daniels last year.
Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard.
Yeah, that doesn't do it.
Yeah,
doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. Tony Pollard's aging out too.
Yeah. All right, 6.5 games. We'll go with, because there's a team here that I really like. We'll go with the other team that I'm not really too sure of, the Las Vegas Raiders.
I like it. Pete Carroll, baby.
Yeah, you think they can get to 7?
The division.
Yeah, it's a very tough division. They're going to have to play, obviously, the Chiefs twice, the Broncos twice, and the Chargers twice.
I'm gonna stick with it. My gut's telling me to take the over because Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and him are a pretty good combination now. Are they going to win a playoff game or get to the playoffs? I don't know.
Ashton Genty, everything I hear
Brock Bowers
is very good. Yeah, so I think they have the pieces there. It's can they put it together in a very tough division where you're going to have to play 3 tough quarterbacks twice in the season. So we'll see. The other team that I am in love with this year, the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young obviously had a rough start to last year. I've said this multiple times. Finished good at the end of the season last year. They add Ted McMillan from Arizona, was a first-round pick for them. I think he's going to be great in the NFL. And then they have Chuba Hubbard, who had a great season last year. And I think I would probably take – I think they could get to 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah, and it's a weak division too. I mean, Tampa Bay is, in my opinion, clearly the best team. Falcons, who knows what they're going to be. They have a $50 million backup quarterback. We just talked about how bad the Saints are. Yeah, I like the over in that one.
Well, and you look at their schedule, since they have been bad the last couple of years, they're going to play, a relatively easy schedule. They're going to play all the bad teams. So I really like the Carolina Panthers this season. So all right, 7.5 wins. We'll talk about those Atlanta Falcons that you just mentioned. Kirk Cousins, the backup. Michael Penix Jr. are going to be the starter. They've got all the weapons in the world. Is this the year that Kyle Pitts finally decides to be an NFL football player?
Yes.
I know all of us, fantasy football-wise, everyone's been hanging on by a thread thinking of Kyle Pitts. So what do you think about the Atlanta Falcons?
It's a close one. I wouldn't touch it. But if I were, I would take the over, because just like how the Pittsburgh series are the 9 or 10 win Kings, the Saints are the 8 or 9 win, or not the Saints, the Falcons are the 8 or 9 win Kings. So I'll take the over because 8-9 just sounds perfect for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, and you look at it, it's like if Penix doesn't pan out, through 5 weeks or so, you can fall back on Kirk Cousins, who's an okay quarterback.
The Falcons looked good last year until Joe Flacco was horrible, and then or not Joe Flacco, Kirk Cousins was horrible, and they had to throw in rookie Michael Penix, who all things we'll have to see. I'll take the over.
Yeah. I really like Bijan Robinson. Obviously, Drake London has been great the last couple of years. And then we'll see with Kyle Pitts. His 10th year, it seems like, in the NFL. Well, we're still on Pitts watch this season. A team that is just a complete mess has new ownership coming in because their owner died in the offseason. The Indianapolis Colts. They have 2 quarterbacks. And I don't think that's going to be enough because I don't like either quarterback. I would take the under 7.5.
Yeah, under all the way.
They'll have a good offensive line. They always have a good offensive line, and they have Jonathan Taylor, who we'll see if he can bounce back from being out of the league and hurt and all the stuff that's been going on with him. We'll see if he can bounce back. But the Colts, man, I just don't believe in the quarterback situation there.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
Like, you're going to tell me Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson? Like, sorry, that's disgusting. I don't like that.
They should go for Kirk Cousins. They should go for.
Yeah, I mean that could be a thing that they try and trade for him. If both of those guys don't pan out for him,
or just tank.
Tank. You could do that. New ownership, you never know what they might want to do there. The Jacksonville Jaguars, big, massive year for Trevor Lawrence heading into this has got to be his 5th year or 4th or 5th year, something like that in the NFL.
5th. Yeah.
So it's a massive year for him. Obviously, he signed a new contract. What was it, a year ago, something like that. They've kind of just been mediocre, really. I mean, they won that one playoff game against the Chargers a couple years ago. And other than that, I mean,
and you can remember that game anyway.
Yeah, that lives in my head rent free. When I was in Vegas a couple of months ago, I was in a casino and they were playing that game on the television. I'm like, why the hell is this game on the TV?
Out of all the games to play,
yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude?
You gotta play the 13-second Chiefs Bills game in that scenario.
Exactly.
Random NFL game.
Shout out the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas for just ruining my night that day. So, but yeah, the Jags. I mean, this is a big year for them. Big year. Mainly Trevor Lawrence.
What is it, 7.5?
Yeah, 7.5.
I'll take the over. Their division's weak outside of the Texans. Sorry, I was just saying. I was thinking if the Panthers were in the AFC South, but they're the NFC South. I was like, I had a total brain fart right there. I'll take Trevor Lawrence, big year. I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence, not in the sense that he's going to turn out what we thought he was going to be in college, but that he is like better than what we've seen. And Liam Cohen, weird guy, but I do think is a smart coach. Yeah. Now, is he going to do the Mike McDaniel? Be the Mike McDaniel of the future, where it's like, hey, he turns it around for a year and then and
then everything
starts getting wishy-washy. Sure, that could be happening, but this year, I think they're a fringe playoff team. So I'll take the
over. This just pops in my brain. Do you think Trevor Lawrence would be better if he cut his hair, or do you think there's kind of like some magic in that long blonde hair?
You want a natty with that hair.
All right, that's just me coming off the top of my dome here. So, the last team with 7.5 win total. You just talked about their head coach, the Miami Dolphins, who have all the talent in the world, right? It's just, is Tua going to be healthy for a full season? And are they going to be able to put it together defensively?
Tyreek Hill and Mike McDaniel just hate each other now.
Yeah. By the way, wild move by Tyreek Hill to say, I finally understand the playbook like 4 years into being in this system.
Interesting cat. I'm going to take the under. It sounds like there's like some chaos mayhem there. It just.
I like, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devon
Great running back room too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ollie Gordon is on that
Ollie
team
Gordon,
now.
and who's they have a third.
It's not Mostert. He's somewhere else now at this point.
Dolphins.
But yeah, they've got a good offensive, good offensive skill players on that team. It's just, again, can Tua stay healthy to get the ball to him? I mean, remember 2 years ago,
Alexander Madison.
Yeah, 2 years ago they scored 70 points in an NFL game.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm not a big believer in the Miami Dolphins.
No, I'm not either.
So, all right, 8.5 wins. Here are the teams. There's quite a few. Start with the Arizona Cardinals. This is, again, kind of like the Jaguars. This is a make or break year, it feels like, for Kyler Murray.
Interesting year for sure for them. I'll take the tough division.
That division is going to be pretty tough.
I'd stay away from it financially, but for the sake of this game we're playing, I'll take the over because I think Kyler Murray is going to go full video game mode this season.
Yeah. I mean, James Conner just signed a contract there.
Trey McBride.
McBride has been a great tight end there for him. Marvin Harrison Jr., like, what's he going to be like?
Yeah.
And people want to say he's a disappointment. He's played 1 year in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like a disappointment so far. Like,
it's not. Oh, what's that TC wide receiver's name that got drafted by the Eagles?
Jalen Reagor.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's not that situation yet.
Charger, so he's probably going to turn it around. So we'll just say that. No, I'm kidding. He caught his first pass he caught last year. He was going into the end zone and fumbled it for a touchback. So shout out to Jalen.
He did something good, then turned it back.
Yeah. All right, 8.5 as well. Your Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson comes into town. I already know your answer. You're going to say hammer the over, put your whole bank account on the over. But I think they're going to be pretty decent this year.
If Caleb's good, decent. If Caleb's decent, they should be good. They have a great roster. A great to stretch. They have a really good roster. It comes down to Caleb Williams.
How do we feel about the whole net scenario that happened the other day at practice, where he couldn't get it into the little slot on the net?
Happens.
It can happen to anybody. It just happens it got caught on camera. And,
no comment other than it. Then shit happens, man.
I saw that. I'm like, really, guys? We're gonna say the guy's bad because of he's throwing at a net. Come on now. I think highly of the Bears this year. I think they'll be a decent team. So the Dallas Cowboys, as of 5:07 p.m., Michael Parsons has yet to sign a contract with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure Jerry Jones is on radio somewhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth area saying that it's no big deal. Fans don't need to freak out and they need to calm down.
Under. I don't know.
It's so hard to kind of judge the Cowboys because I think
healthy. They're not horrible.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also like Jerry Jones is going to find some way to screw it up from his suite at some point.
Yeah, and we all know that Michael will be signed by week 1 or something. Yeah. They'll probably, there's that conspiracy going around everywhere that he's just going to wait until Thursday morning or Thursday, 2 hours before the Eagles.
Which, by the way, that's what Dak did a couple of years ago. Waited game day to sign his contract. So and by the way, I was driving to the office today and listening to Matt Ravis and Matt Meyer. Apparently, it's against the rules for Jerry Jones to be talking contracts with just the players and not the agent. He's supposed to do it with the agent. So it's against the rules for him to do what he's been doing.
You think Jerry cares?
No, he doesn't give a damn. He don't care.
8.5. That's such a good number. I'll say over.
I would put it at 9. So I would say over just barely.
Yeah. I'd say like 10 is the most. Is that the one?
8.5 as well. The Minnesota Vikings, obviously some change there. We haven't seen JJ McCarthy yet. They have the best wide receiver in the game in Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison is suspended for the first 3 games of the season because he got a DUI in the offseason. Jordan Mason, who was on the 49ers last year, comes over, and it looks like he's going to be challenging. What's the back or the other running back there? I'm blanking on his name, but he's going to be challenging to be RB1 there in Minnesota. So if you're a fantasy football player, keep that in mind. You might be able to get him later in the draft, and he could end up being RB1 for the Vikings towards the end of the season when you need him most. 8.5 seems pretty steep for the Vikings this year for me. And I know they won 14 games last year, Aaron Jones. So it seems like they're in a battle to be RB1 there between those two guys. It's going to be hard to replicate what you put out last year if you're the Vikings. I mean, 14 wins. Yeah. That's going to be tough.
Packers and Lions are going to be good.
Yeah.
You're going to play a first place schedule, or I guess second place schedule. I guess the Lions did win the division, which is just crazy. But yeah, I would say the under, just because we know nothing about JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be shocked in the slightest if Kevin O'Connell finds a way to get them 11 wins.
And they'll have a decent defense as well. So I mean, you can factor all that stuff in there. But I mean, they have the tools offensively to do it. So kind of shocking to see this team up here. They had a rookie quarterback last year, the New England Patriots. I think this is the Vrabel effect.
Yeah, under. I mean, I'm high on the Patriots long term. I think they'll be much improved this year. But 9 wins, that's a massive turnaround.
Yeah.
That'd be coach. That would be arguably coach of the year candidate.
Yeah. What they win 4 last year or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Drake May is going to be good. It's just I don't know if you can turn that thing around that quickly. So we'll see. The Pittsburgh Steelers 8.5 wins.
Over. They're going to go 9-8 or 10-7. We know this.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Tomlin is a 9-win merchant.
Yeah, he's never had a losing record. So come on, just take the over. Take the over.
I am curious to see how the whole Aaron Rodgers stuff plays out. Very curious. So that's a team I'll have my eyes on. And then the last one in the 8.5 range, the Seattle Seahawks, which I don't know what to think of the Seahawks this year. Sam Darnold's going to be the quarterback. They traded DK Metcalf. They still have what is the running back? I am so bad right now. Kenneth Walker. They still have him at running back. I think he's a good running back. JSN it looks like it's going to be a wide receiver 1 since they traded DK. Can Sam Darnold replicate what he did last year is the main thing, because he was very good last year for the Vikings.
Probably not, but even if he doesn't replicate it, he can still be a very serviceable, good quarterback.
Yeah.
That's such a good number too. Vegas knows. Vegas knows what they're doing, Preston. I'll say under. I'll say under for right now.
I can see them getting about 8 wins somewhere there, just under that 8.5.
They'll be any given Sunday team. Any given Sunday, they can upset anyone in the league.
That's kind of what it feels like heading into the season. All right, teams with 9.5 win total. The Cincinnati Bengals, obviously one of the best offenses in the NFL, but one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year as well. So did they do enough to change that defense around? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not going to sit here and doubt Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and all those guys, because I think them alone, they can go out and win 8 games just by being good on offense.
Yeah, I'll say over, just because Joe Burrow.
Yeah. He's too cool. He's too damn cool.
I mean, what they go last year, 9-8, and they had a slow start. Their defense was horribly beat up.
Yeah, they started 1-3, 1-4, something like that.
I'll say over just because Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. The Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, sophomore season. Will there be a sophomore slump? Sean Payton, he's been there 3 years now with 3. Denver. They bring in J.K. Dobbins at running back, who had a nice bounce back year with my Chargers last year, and then Cortland Sutton was just a fantasy football monster last year was great. And it sounds like they're going to try and get some more stuff with Marvin Mims. And of course, the Broncos always have a good defense.
I've loved the Broncos all offseason. I'm going to stick with the over.
Yeah, I think they could win 10 games. 10 games. I think they won 11 last year, 10 or 11 last year.
Yeah.
So I think they could repeat that. The Green Bay Packers. Big year for Jordan Love. They finally drafted a wide receiver in the first round for the first time in our lifetime. What are your thoughts on the Green Bay Packers?
F them under.
That's good enough for me. All right, the Houston Texans. This seems like a team. CJ Stroud had kind of like the sophomore slump last year. They did win a playoff game. Injuries continue to just happen in their wide receiver room. Tank Dell, I don't know if he's even going to play this year because he just keeps having the most horrific injuries. Joe Mixon is hurt to start the season. They did sign Nick Chubb, who comes in from Cleveland. What are your thoughts on the Houston Texans?
I'm going to take the over. Bad division. They're going to win the division again. Year 3 for Stroud. I just like the over in that one. Really not much to it.
He's another guy where kind of like Tyreek Hill, where he said, I finally understand the playbook. He's like, yeah, the playbook's getting easier for me. I'm like, I don't know if that's what you want to hear from your best players. It's like, oh yeah, I'm finally understanding what's going on. So look, I've been a Stroud boy for the last 2 years. I like CJ Stroud. I think they will be good this year. So all right, how about the Los Angeles Chargers? Obviously, they win 11 games last year in the first year under Jim Harbaugh. They add, Najee Harris in the offseason. Looks like he's trending back to being able to practice and whatnot. I don't know. I feel like I'm too much of a homer to say much.
No, you got to just take the over. Come on, be a homer. It's the best.
No, I do think they can win 12 games this year. The biggest issue is Rashawn Slater seems like tore his ACL today at practice. So that is a big issue at the moment that I saw and I almost dropped to my knees in tears.
That sucks. Yeah, because he
just signed that new contract. Like what, a week ago, maybe he signed that contract. Days ago, he signed that contract, and then hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, he got carted off at practice today, so they're going to move Joe Alt over to left tackle and put someone else at right tackle. Yeah, that sucks. So we'll see. They did though bring back my favorite Charger of all time, Keenan Allen. So I am pretty pumped about that.
I'll take the over for the Chargers. What is it though? 10.5?
9.5.
9.5. Okay, yeah, I'll take the over. I thought we were at 10.5. Okay, yeah, I'll take the over.
Yeah, I think they can win 11 or 12 games again this year. So the Los Angeles Rams, who if you haven't seen, Matt Stafford's got like something wrong with one of the discs in his back. I mean, he's 37 years old. If I'm a Rams fan, that is worrying me heading into this season.
Yeah, and Preston, you know me, I love Matt Stafford. I don't love the Rams, but I almost like secondarily claim the Rams just because I'm always just a believer in them in that system with Sean McVay and Matt Stafford. But yeah, it sounds like he's getting like epidural shots or something.
Yeah, in his back at 37 years old. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over just to ride with my guy, but it could go downhill fast.
Yeah, they've got a young defense, which I think is good. They just re-signed
defense.
Kyron Williams, who's a good running back. Puka, Devontae Adams is on the Rams as well. So I would right now probably say over, but just barely at like 10 or 11. So, all right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I think both of us agree they should probably breeze through that division this year.
Yeah, they're an 11-win team.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If not more.
I think Baker has finally found a home. I think he'll probably re-sign there in the offseason and stay there for a while. So
yeah.
All right, the last team in 9.5 range, the Washington Commanders. Obviously, they made it to the NFC Championship game last year. Do we see a sophomore
slump.
slump in Jaden Daniels?
Really need to. I'm gonna go look at their schedule real quick. I'm gonna do this while folks. My laptop is.
I mean, they're going to be playing a lot of the top teams, right? Since they
Yeah,
finished
that's
pretty
the
good last
thing.
year.
I want to believe in them. Okay, come on now.
Still haven't signed Terry McLaurin either as of right now. I haven't seen that, come through on social media.
No, that's if they don't sign Terry McLaurin, then
Yeah.
throw it out the window. All right. They play the Giants, Packers, Raiders, Falcons, Chargers, Bears, Cowboys, Chiefs. So they play the AFC West this year. That's tough. I'll say over just out of respect.
Yeah.
But I hesitate saying that.
I'm trying to find this. Yeah, just came across here. This is from Adam Schefter. Chargers offensive tackle Rashawn Slater suffered a ruptured patella tendon and will undergo surgery, so he will not play.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, it's the Chargers.
It's
someone
football,
gets
baby.
hurt. Someone gets hurt before every season for the Chargers. I'm used to it. So, okay, let's move on to the 10.5 win teams. Detroit Lions.
Over.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they look like, but I still believe in the Lions. I like what they have there. Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff. I think those guys are good enough to get there. Sam Laporta, let's see if he bounces back from last year. It was a rough year for him last year after a great rookie season, but I'm still very high on the Lions. And then the San Francisco 49ers, this seems like you need to get it done this year for the 49ers.
Mark Cale, Matt Meyer, Matt Ravis talked about this yesterday. They're one of those teams that they play a last place division or last place schedule, and they play the NFC South or AFC South, one of the bad divisions along with it.
Yeah.
Based off their schedule, I like their over.
Yeah. And again,
I think their win total will be a little flawed of how good of a team they actually are in the playoff picture, but I do like their over.
Yeah, I like the 49ers because, again, to me, this seems like a get it done this year because everyone's getting old. And
Purdy's contract kicks in next season.
Exactly. All right, and then the last collection of teams, 11.5 wins, the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry was a monster last year, was having 1,900 rushing yards, something like that last year. Adam Sandler said if he got 2,000 this year, he could be in an Adam Sandler movie. So keep that in mind when you're doing your fantasy football draft. Obviously, Lamar is still a stud. It's just, can they get past the Kansas City Chiefs? I think that's the biggest question mark for the Ravens.
Yeah, take the over, and then we'll see what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah. The Buffalo Bills, the Hard Knocks Buffalo Bills, by the way. I watched that the other day.
Yep.
Pretty good opening episode, I thought.
Yeah, it's all right. People love to complain about Hard Knocks or whatever, about the story. It's like, guys, it's Hard Knocks. The reason we love it is because it's the rite of passage. All right, we're here.
Yeah.
You start Hard Knocks, you watch the first 3 episodes and college football starts, then it's football.
Yeah. Who was it? Dion Dawkins with the drift cars was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
If I was rich, I would have the exact same thing because that just looks like so much fun.
Customized drift car.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah. Again, same as the Ravens, though. Can they get past the Kansas City Chiefs? That's the biggest question mark for the Bills. And James Cook contracts, differences at the moment as well with the Bills. So that's something to keep an eye on. So, all right, the Kansas City Chiefs. Is this the year we kind of see a little bit of a slip from the Chiefs? I mean, they were in so many one-possession games last year that they won. Typically, you see that flip to the other side the year after that. Is that going to happen? Who knows? I'm kind of with everyone where it's it's the Chiefs until proven otherwise.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah.
So I'll just take their over out of respect. I know you don't.
And they won 15 games last year.
Yeah, they went 15-2 last year.
Yeah. I hate them with every being in my body, but they're good. I mean, you can't say that they're bad because they're
I
good.
was saying that as like, I hate the Packers because the Packers like are the team of the NFC North and historically are as well. I can't imagine having a dynasty in my division. Like, at least the Packers have only won like one Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I didn't even like really care there because I wasn't like a diehard Bears fan yet. That was actually the season I became a Bears fan. Was that season? The 2010 season was the year I not became a Bears fan. Like I became a real Bears fan.
Yeah.
2018 was when I was like, all right, this is my team. The year I started really following the Bears was 2010, and then they just sucked for so long. Then I got to college, I was like, all right, I'm gonna hop back on the Bears bandwagon. Then they were really good, so it dragged me in.
Yeah.
And like we just talked about at the beginning of the show, that's whenever I kind of like NFL fandom really started for me. But yeah, so like I'm lucky to like not see. I've seen the Packers just choke at the playoffs. I was thinking the other day, I was like, that does suck that Preston has to deal with that just comes to the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah,
like a team we already hate.
Yeah, and then like all your friends that don't really have an NFL team, they all hop on the bandwagon as well, and you're like, screw you guys.
Yeah.
You guys couldn't even name the left tackle on the team. Get out of here. You couldn't even name the second string cornerback. So yeah. The last team we're going to talk about, Philadelphia Eagles. Again, kind of like the Chiefs. It's not exactly the same, but it's like it's going to be the Eagles until proven otherwise at this point.
Yeah.
Even though the Eagles will lose like 2 games in a row at some point, everyone wants Nick Sirianni's head on a spike in downtown Philadelphia.
Over under fire Sirianni's from the Eagles fans for week 4.5.
I would take the over, but probably like week 6, so like 2 weeks past that.
Yeah. It's gonna be early on. It'll be early on.
Yeah, because they'll slip up.
It'll be before November probably.
They'll slip up in a game where they're supposed to win, and everyone's gonna be like, "God damn it, we need to get him out of here. He sucks." And it's like, guys, you literally just won a Super Bowl last year.
He's been in 2 of the last 3 Super Bowl guys.
Yeah, that'd be like in like Christmas Day, the Thunder lose in front of the whole entire world, and everyone's like, well, we've got to fire Mark Daigneault.
Well, I've thought about that because the Thunder haven't lost 3 games in a row in a long time.
Yeah.
And if that happens this year, there might be chaos in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. The streets might be flooded with people with their pitchforks and all that trying to get someone ran out of town. So
trade Lou Dort. He can't make a 3 for his life.
Yeah. Even though he's shooting 40%. Yeah. We're getting close, by the way. We're getting close to basketball season too. So everything is just right around the corner.
It's that was animal.
We've got
Preston.
What do we have? 3 weeks till Oklahoma State plays.
3 weeks from the day. 3 weeks from the day.
Yeah, it's right there. We've got 3 weeks and a couple of days till Oklahoma plays. We've got about a month until the NFL season starts. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and it's exciting. I can't wait. I mean, all I can think about right now is just football and fantasy football and all that stuff. It's the best time of the year is almost upon us.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Can't wait. Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us here on today's show. Again, pre-recorded, not live. We apologize, but it worked out better for us this way. So we'll be back live with you guys next week at some point. We'll keep you guys abreast of that as we get closer to that. But until then, everyone have a great weekend, a safe weekend, and we'll see you on the other side. Adios.